It's, you know how you don't put sauce on Pop-Tarts?
That is a terrible analogy. What?
Hello.
What's good, y'all? What's good?
Welcome back to the Applying Pressure Podcast.
What is this, 4? 5?
4.
Episode 4.
Yeah, I'm Marz.
I'm Young TP.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing alright, man. You know, nothing new, pretty much. Changed my work hours a little bit, working a little bit more, getting to that bag. Trying to do the YouTube on my main channel, get into it a little bit more and stuff like that. And my voice sound wonky is because he's adjusting the mic.
My bad for the people who's listening to this, but yeah, that's good, man.
What about you?
I've been working, just trying to build a social platform. You know, just been posting TikToks, trying to find stuff to post on Instagram.
Yeah.
I've been doing like a bunch of research on NFTs.
Really?
Yeah.
What have you learned?
I haven't necessarily learned nothing that's worth value or like stuff that I feel like it's such a basic concept that you really only need to watch like one video about it to start putting in money into it. You probably shouldn't. You should probably like watch multiple just to make sure you're not watching like a bad video.
Yeah.
But like just get your research. Like you just gotta see what's popping. Make sure like when you invest into it, it's like nothing fake. Like there's been like a bunch of cases where like people are investing in NFT and it'll end up just being like they'll steal your money and nobody. You can't do nothing about it.
Can't sell it or nothing or do anything?
No, like you can't, because you already gave them the money. They didn't give you like something in return, and you can't take this to court because like it's a whole situation. Because all these different like cryptocurrencies are run through like different countries. So
that's how they get there.
Yeah. Then you have to find the people who's running the site.
But you probably can't. And
it's just the whole situation. Like even if they do, like, do you arrest them in like Russia, America? Like say somebody put Bitcoin instead of like Ethereum. I'm pretty sure Ethereum was made in America while Bitcoin was made in Russia. Like, would the person who paid in Bitcoin want to send the person to jail in Russia, or would he want to send them to jail? Like, it's
too much. And the government probably doesn't care much about like that type of stuff.
Like, there's been government trials just trying to figure out, like, they just don't know what to do. Like, it's so new and so advanced, like, they don't know how to handle a case of fraud or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is tough. Like,
it's crazy to think about, too.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, you just gotta do research on what you've been investing in. Like, I've been, like, following, like, a bunch of, like, Discords, Twitter groups. That's how you really know, like, if the community or like if the NFT is like real or not. You just gotta like look at their community, see what they're about. If it looks like people are active every day, talking every day, like they're more than likely real. So yeah, just do your research. Make sure you want to get in before like they actually come out. So like the thing it was like NFTs, they mint before they actually drop. It's like a pre-sale, which like certain people can actually buy it before like it actually drops. And like there's people who get put on like a white list, and those people, it's like depending on how big it is, it'll be like 50 to like 100, 300, 400 people, and those people get to buy it at like the cheaper price, like the minted price, which is like
you can sell it for more.
Yeah, it could be like $50 and you just buy it. Say it's up to buy for everyone like next week. So then say you bought it at like 0.09 Ethereum and it goes up to like 1 Ethereum. That's a huge gain. Like you'll be up like a couple $1,000s.
Are you serious?
But for the transfer of money for like USD to Ethereum is insane, bro. But yeah, probably gonna buy my first NFT soon.
Big boy shit. What you talking about?
You know what I'm saying?
Big grown man shit out here buying stocks, cryptos, NFTs, really getting into the game. I'm gonna show y'all broke niggas how to ball.
Yeah. So speaking of Russia, I was watching a TikTok, and it was talking about like this hierarchy theory. So, you know how we about to go into war, right?
Yeah. What's the name? David was telling me about that yesterday, actually.
So yeah, we're about to go into war, people. I hope you all ready. The people living in America, Russia, whoever watching this.
You think we're gonna win? We're gonna get our asses beat up.
I hope so.
Bro.
He said some Russian. Bro, them Russian military be scared.
Them Russians, bro. I saw a Russian on TikTok arm wrestling a bear. Them niggas was arm wrestling a bear. You think we gonna beat them? We is not gonna beat them, bro.
You know what?
We not winning.
If we lose, we lose.
I mean, obviously, I don't want to die. I don't want to die and stuff like that. You know, I want to live my life and have a long, prospering life. But like, I don't know. I'm scared of Russians. I'm just being honest with you. I'm black as hell. They're probably gonna kill all the black people and shit. Probably. I better go off to Africa or something. They gonna kill me over there too. They gonna be like, "You're an American."
I don't know. Like I feel like America has like such a like strong perspective on like how Russia is, but like I don't know. I've never been to Russia. Like they entire like thing could be like different. Like you know how there's like these super big people in America, like just like crazy big. Then you just got these people in Russia who are like the same thing. Like what if that's how like Russians look at Americans?
Isn't the stereotype that Americans are like fat? That's what the UK people say. Fat and dumb.
I mean, we are.
Because 2/3 Americans are obese, which is kind of sad.
I mean, people want to eat. Just because I wouldn't say being obese is a bad thing.
How so? Let's go with that. Why? I mean, I don't think it's necessarily like. I think being over or undernourished is a bad thing typically. Like anorexia and stuff like that. I feel like that's just as bad as being obese. Coming from a skinny person.
I feel like if someone is unintentionally obese, that's a bad thing.
What do you mean by that?
Because there's a bunch of people who just eat and they're aware of that they're becoming obese and they just don't care. I mean, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. You're just you. That's just you as a person.
So you think if they don't care that they're obese is fine? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna.
Wouldn't that make it even worse?
No.
Because then they wouldn't care like to lose the extra fat ever in their life. And you know, obesity. You gotta realize the number one cause of death in America alone is heart disease, and heart disease and obesity go hand in hand. You know, it's all clogged arteries and shit like that because of obesity, because of the added sugar and the bullshit that we be eating. I think obesity is bad when you get to a point where you can change it as far as like when you're grown, like you're 18, 19, 20, 21, and like you're still eating bullshit food and you're still not taking care of your health. I think that's bad. Like, you don't have to look a certain way, but you do need to be, you know, healthy.
Wow.
Why? What you mean, why, bro? Because health comes first before anything else.
You're living in America. You might as well take advantage of it.
What does that mean?
Go eat the McDonald's, bro. Like, bro. What? Like, you live the McDonald's life. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to eat all the McDonald's.
I mean, okay, if you want to, bro, be my guest. Like, I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm just saying personally, like, as far as health-wise goes, that's not good for your health.
Okay, I'm speaking of a perspective of, like, someone I don't care about.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if this is just a random person I see on the street and they're obese, I'm not gonna think they're a bad person.
I don't think you're a bad person.
But, like,
or, like,
I don't think of, like, obesity being bad when I see them on the street. I don't think of obesity being bad if I see my child being obese, which will never happen. But
that's just like that's because you have an emotional connection with that person. I think in a broad scale, like if we're saying a broad scale, like no, I would never judge people just because of their weight, because that's messed up. I don't know what type of life they live. I don't know how much money they got, things like that. You said you do.
I do. I mean, like, yeah, like respectively, there's certain people that that I wouldn't date or something like that because
Yeah.
of the weight.
I mean, okay. Let's not say judge because as humans we judge. Like it's just inevitable.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, you see somebody, you're gonna judge them because we see them with our eyes and we view them. So yeah, that's a form of judging. So let me contradict myself and say that I would judge in the sense of yes, I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna assume things like, oh, this person probably doesn't eat the best because, you know, you look like that, or this person does this and does that. But I'm not gonna treat you any less of a human being or anything like that. Or I'm not gonna act like I'm superior or that you're less superior because you know, obese or whatever the case is. But yeah, I'm probably most likely not gonna be attracted to somebody who's like not taking care of their health. Just because I'm big on that. I'm big on health. I'm big on making sure your health is good. You don't have to be like a 100% organic person, but you do have to like somewhat care about your diet. At least some, like if you're sitting there consuming nothing but Monsters every day and and hot Cheetos,
Bro.
like if that's your diet, you gotta go. That's a red flag.
There's somebody at our school, like one of the teachers,
Mm-hmm.
bro, straight monster. I don't know how you, bro.
My mom used to be like that. She's good now, but she used to drink like not a Monster, but I forgot which energy drink it was, but every single day, and I used to be like, bro, like, you know, I don't want to see that.
See,
It's people I care about.
a lot of the things I used to drink was out of like other people's appeal. It wasn't personally like I wanted to get this. It was like other people said this was good, or like I saw someone else get it. Then I would get like I would never personally go and buy a Monster, but like I bought a Monster because like someone recommended it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, yeah, there's a bunch of things at the store. Like if it was up to me, I would have only gotten like Arizona's for the store. Like if there was like probably like no other outside influences, I would probably only get like an Arizona at the store.
Yeah, because that other shit, personally, like, it's not good. Like, it's not... I used to drink Kickstarts a lot, though, I'm not gonna lie. But that was also because...
Wild.
It was because of an outside experience. Like, I just realized I was young as fuck drinking Kickstarts. I could have been taller. Cap. I don't know if that's a myth. That's a myth, though. Yeah, I'm still growing. But yeah, I was drinking Kickstarts at, like, elementary school. Because, like, my dad used to just get me and him Kickstarts and shit. So we used to just drink Kickstarts all the time. And I didn't really think much of it. But now, I don't really drink energy drinks. Every once in a while, I get like a little coffee. But like, I can't even remember the last time I had an energy drink. I used to drink Bangs in 2020. But that's it. I don't even drink Bangs and shit like that no more.
I never drink energy drinks. I used to drink coffee like heavily. Like every day, especially when school started. I used to drink it and it became so much to the point where I needed it to like thrive in school. But like I realized that, and I was like, cause what made me stop, I had went to church with my girl, and pastor was talking about it like,
yeah,
what is one thing that you do better or like cut out of your life, and what's one thing that you add into your life that would actually better yourself. My thing was caffeine, because one, like, I realize, like, I'm using this thing every day, but I don't necessarily need it. Like, I'm using an outside product that's in my body that I could personally produce on my own, in which I probably don't need any more from outside sources.
Right.
That sounded confusing.
No,
but
yeah,
yeah, just drinking, like, coffee every day, it's not good for you. Like people, like there's been studies that say it doesn't have negative effects, but like,
but that's if you're actually drinking like really healthy coffee too, like
black coffee.
If you're drinking straight black, and I know people who drink straight black.
Just
that's
some water.
That's tough, but like if you're drinking straight black, yes, that's the healthiest choice that you can get if you want, you know, energy. But yes, all humans have the capabilities of producing our own energy.
Just drink water.
Man, just drink water and sleep. That is what you need. You need water and sleep. And your vitamins and stuff like that too. But yeah, that, like, me personally, I never drank coffee for the caffeine. I did sometimes, like, kinda, but not really. Like, I mostly drank it just because I like the way it tastes. And that's how I still am. Like, if I go out and get coffee with somebody, I'm getting it because I'm treating myself. Like, I be getting all the sweeteners and the fucking whipped cream and, you know, I just drink it because it tastes good. I would never just get black coffee like, oh yeah, dry. Like,
Yeah.
that's just not something I was into. Black coffee tastes like burnt pieces of pizza blended up
It's just
and then juice.
it's no, but I was about to say it tastes like lemon water, but you like lemon water.
Whoa.
Lemon water is disgusting.
Black coffee does not taste like lemon water.
It doesn't taste like it, but it's just like lemon water is just.
Lemon water is great.
Why? Just drink water.
Have you ever had lemon, cucumber, strawberry? What else is good to put in water? Oranges. Anything like anything like that is so good in water. Like fruit in water is amazing. Maybe you don't like lemons, but you'll probably like cucumber water or something. It tastes really fresh.
Bro, it's just extra.
Lemon, no, it puts more electrolytes and stuff like that in it. It has a purpose.
It's like you know how you don't put sauce on Pop-Tarts?
That is a terrible analogy. What the hell? You know there's people who put butter on their Pop-Tarts?
It's the pastry.
Butter on your Pop-Tart.
It's a pastry.
Dude, you can't compare that to water and fruit because water and fruit is actually good for you. That is terrible for you with butter. It already got all that sugar and BS in it, and then you put in butter on top of it. You trying to die. That's that obesity shit. That's that live your life in America shit. That's the shit you was talking about earlier.
I'm just saying, water.
Do you put butter in your Pop-Tarts?
No, I don't eat Pop-Tarts. They're just here. I don't know who eat them.
I like Pop-Tarts.
I used to eat them until I realized all the sugars and stuff. I'm like, nah, it's not. I'm trying to gain weight though.
Me too.
Gain a lot of weight.
I've been trying to for like 2 years.
But yeah, I'm gonna just start forcing myself to eat more. Just solely hitting the gym. Probably gonna stop doing as much cardio as I normally do, and just get bigger.
Becoming that tank.
Yeah,
How big are you trying to get as far as like weight? Trying to hit that 200?
I'm 200.
Oh really? That's just like 180.
I'm like 205. Yeah, I'm like what?
What you trying to hit?
I'm trying to hit like 240.
Damn.
But like with that, I'm trying to grow.
Are you trying to be like a lean 240? Or like it doesn't
like
matter?
lean 240. Like by the end of it, like I wanna bulk up then just
shred.
Just cut. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you're trying to do a little winter bulk, summer cut.
I mean winter's over, but yeah.
It is the end of January. So you got a month and a half.
Winter's over.
I like that sound, but it's all fun and games, so it's -14 in February. Talking about winter's over.
And we still be going to school. Bro, the amount of times my sister didn't have to go to school and
they canceled it for her?
Yeah. Like she's in elementary and she like when it's like a certain degrees outside, she don't have to go to school, but we still have to go to school. Like I still have to sit there and try to start my car, and at times it probably won't. But you know what? Let's still send him to school. Hopefully he makes it in on these icy roads.
Yeah, they need to cancel that shit. Like if it's 20 below.
Like
I remember we pulled up and it was 23 degrees below. Everybody looked so angry. Like everyone's walking in the hallways mad. I'd be mad too.
Then you got all these teachers catching cold, bro. The amount of teachers that weren't at school today, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I keep thinking that like the teachers for our choir thing, cause I'm in choir.
Yeah.
We're about to do this little thing. We're about to go like to like state or whatever to perform. I felt like something's gonna happen. I don't know, but I feel like either somebody important is gonna get sick or what. But I'm really like, I'm rooting that doesn't happen. But it's just like everybody's been getting sick. What are the odds that a whole bunch of people get sick during that time? You know, with everything that's going on. So yeah, I'd be very unfortunate because I'm actually looking forward to it. It sounds kind of fun, and I get to miss school. You know, that's always fun. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Cut him back. I better Russia because the Russian war. That's probably the U.S.-Russian war.
You really think that's gonna happen like World War III or just that war? Like, do you think it's gonna be like a?
It's not. It'll be a world war because America's gonna have their connections. Russia's gonna have.
They're gonna die if that shit happens. They're gonna drop nukes. And then they're gonna drop nukes.
Put me in the military. I'll get my check, get my Hellcat.
What's the point if we all gonna die?
I get to drive a Hellcat.
You trying to go out with a bang?
Trying to go out. You know, I'm gonna sign up for the military as long as I'm gonna tell them they need to give me my check first. Then I'll join in like 2 weeks. I'll go buy a Hellcat, then I'll go drive it off of Mount Everest.
You're not gonna make it up Mount Everest in a Hellcat. That shit gonna die out. You're gonna slip off it. Like while you going up, that shit gonna slip down. Well, you gonna drive like suicide?
Yeah.
You would do that? I would just skydive with no parachute. I wouldn't drive down Mount Everest.
What's the difference?
You get to see the whole view.
You can see the whole view in the car.
Nah, bro. You can't compare the sky to Mount Everest. I'm gonna drop from the, I don't know what the spheres are called, the levels of the atmosphere. The stratosphere, maybe? Stratosphere? But I would jump from like the clouds and just like dance in the sky and shit.
You know what sucks though? You don't know how painful it would be if you die. Like, there's always these theories about like when you die you don't feel pain, but like what if you do?
I feel like you don't. You never had an out of body experience? My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. Yeah, but like, dude, nobody can explain how death feels because nobody has experienced death and it's come back except Jesus for those who believe in him. So you sit in the people always say that when you die it's painless, blah this, blah that. We don't know that. I mean, I hope it's painless when I die. So if I go parachuting and the parachute fail and I land on a body, you know how painful.
Your body, you're not in that bitch no more though. You out that bitch. That shell is cracked. Like
but what if you stay in that body for like 15 seconds? Imagine that pain. Like you skydiving, you hit the wall, and it's like 5,000. Boom.
But pain is mental though. Like that's already been scientifically proven. Maybe death isn't certain, but pain isn't certain either. Pain is a mental construct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like pain. The human brain can literally train themselves to not feel pain. Like there's people who literally can cut themselves. Like I don't know suicide weird shit, but like they can literally cut their skin and not feel it just because they simply don't believe in it. You know what I mean? So I really feel like deadass. I know it sounds stupid, but like we can train our minds to not feel pain, because pain roots from desires, and desires are just the human. I don't know how to explain it. Like when humans just like shit and want shit. And they're attracted to it. But if you cut off the desires from something, you also cut off the suffering, which is the pain. And it can be mental, but it can also be physical. You know? Like the same shit with Bruce Lee, you know? Like you know how Bruce Lee, like, he had law-defying, what is it called?
Movement ability.
Yeah, movement abilities. Because he, like, trained his mind to be like water, or like he says. Same thing with the monks, like they don't feel pain. Not all of them, but like there's monks who train themselves like to walk on hot bricks and shit like that.
Okay, I don't feel like they don't feel pain when they walk on hot bricks though.
You don't think so? I think they don't.
I feel like that theory works to a certain extent. Because no matter how, actually, let me think on it. I'm gonna say this out loud. I don't know how this is gonna sound. No matter how much you train yourself, you'll always have desire.
I don't know if I can agree with you on that one.
Either you will have desire, or you'll be following someone else's desire. Whether that's a higher power or a belief.
You would be fine with someone else's desire?
Yeah, just following someone else. Because you're always, as humans, we always desire more, to find out more, to do this, to do that. Like, I desire to become one of the biggest podcasts in the world, to influence people, to do this, to do that.
I have a question. So, do you believe that there's nobody on Earth who is 100% okay with where they are without being followed by someone else? Or without living under somebody else's desire? You think if, like right now, if I was 100% okay with my life and okay with everything, I would be living under somebody else's desire? Like say I was so okay with everything that I didn't move. Like I genuinely didn't move. I just breathed. I didn't even eat. I didn't do anything. I didn't go to school. I didn't do anything. I literally just sat down in the corner like these. Because I was just 100% okay with everything.
I mean, you can be content but still have desire.
What would a desire be? To live, I guess? I don't know. But is that a desire or is that a need?
Like, you can still be content with your life but still want more. Like, yeah, I'm still okay with where I'm at, but at the same time, I still desire to go forward in life.
I don't think every human wants more. I mean, I can't speak for every human, but I believe that you can not want more. I think it's a very selfless trait to have, and I don't got that shit.
But you're born with desire.
Are you?
As soon as you come out the womb, you desire
to what?
Warmth. That's why
Warmth?
warmth. That's why as soon as a baby's born, they get wrapped in a blanket because.
But is that a desire or a need?
It's a desire. I don't know for a fact, but I would say that the baby would probably just survive if they weren't wrapped in a blanket.
I'll probably look that up, but I don't know.
Even still, growing up, you're having desire, like you want milk, you want food.
That's a need, though. I don't think needs are desires. I think
you don't think needs are desires.
I mean, you can definitely desire needs, but
yeah,
I don't think that in order to need something is considered a desire. Does that make sense? Like, for example, water. You know, we need water. Mm-hmm. You know, we need water whether it's from a water bottle or from a fruit. Yeah. Like, we need water to survive. Mm-hmm. I don't think in order to need that water, you have to have a desire to have it. You just know that if I don't consume this water, I will die.
Yeah, but you can desire the water.
Yeah, you can. But that doesn't mean that you can. I'm saying that you can desire, but you don't have to desire. Like, I don't think it's your human right to desire. Like, it's a human biological thing that they desire. I think that that's an add-on. And I think that we were just trained to desire because we live in a very egotistical world that runs off desires. Like, everything around us is a desire.
No.
What?
You don't feel like you feel like there's somebody out there who has no desirability.
Yes. I do. I genuinely do. Why you looking at me like that?
They have no desire to live, no desire to die. Are those not desires?
I think desire. Actually, let me Google desire. Let me just see what Google says, and then I'm gonna give you my own definition, just so I'm not like talking out of my ass real quick. You smooth? Okay. Desire. Strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. Okay. So with that definition being said, you said you think nobody has a desire to live or a desire to die. Yes, I believe that there are people who have neither desire of both. Neither desire of life or death. In a sense of, like I said before, they are 100% still, and I wouldn't even say comfortable, but they are just 100% at peace with where they are. In a sense of, they don't desire to be alive, but they don't desire to die. They're not trying to kill themselves, but they're not like, oh my gosh, I'm alive, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like, they're just there, and they're okay with that. They're just
so can you desire, my bad, can you desire to not want something?
Desire to not want something?
Yes.
That wouldn't make sense, though, because it doesn't desire mean you want something? So, like, want to not want something? I don't know.
Yeah, you want to not want something to happen. I desire to not hit a car today.
Then, when you put it like that, I guess, yeah. I guess. I don't know. Okay, I think it's a mental thing. Like, if you're thinking about not doing it, then yes. Like, if you're like, okay, I do not want to do this. I do not want to do this. But we have the type of brain where if we think about not wanting to do something in our brains, we're gonna do it in our brains. Like, we're gonna, for example, like, I don't want to kill somebody. Like, in your brain, killing somebody is gonna pop up. No psychotic shit. Mm-hmm. But humans have intrusive thoughts. That's normal. So, you know what I mean? I don't know if that really makes, like, if I can make sense out of that.
So what people do you think?
What people?
Yeah, what type of people do you think have no desires in the world?
Probably people who are really deeply into Buddhism, because that's the art of having no desires. That's like their basics of their religion.
So do
eliminating.
Buddhists believe, or does Buddhism have a god?
I don't think so, no.
So what is the central belief around Buddhism?
Now correct me if I'm wrong for anybody watching this, but I'm pretty sure that it's the art of eliminating the desires and eliminating anything that's considered third dimension, or anything that's outside of you, anything that's outside of. Hold on, let me just look it up real quick, because I don't wanna misinterpret the religion. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it says the Buddhist belief is that the human life is suffering. Like, life is suffering. And with suffering comes desire. With desire comes suffering. That, I mean, they believe in that you have to hit nirvana, which is like enlightenment and things like that. I wouldn't go as far to that part, but I think if a nirvana does exist, it would be to not have any desires. I just think that goes hand in hand. I think, if nirvana is real, because I don't know if I believe in it personally, I think that nirvana would be no desires at all. Like, nirvana would be like you
so
don't desire anything.
With Buddhism, do they have an afterlife, or do they believe in an afterlife?
I have to get back to you on that one. I don't know if they. Oh, they believe in reincarnation. Persons' new existence after death determined by their karma in their previous life. Kind of like Hinduism, but a little bit different. Because Hinduism is kind of more of a what is it, like a scale system?
So at a certain point, wouldn't you think that these people would want a desire to be reincarnated?
I mean, I guess in a sense, if you believe in reincarnation and you're very
but we're focusing on the Buddhists.
Yeah, I'm saying, as a Buddhist, if you possibly. I'm not gonna say 100% yeah, but possibly yeah. Like, I'm not knocking that. That's a good question.
That's all I'm saying. Because at a certain point, I don't feel like you can. I don't feel like you can rid yourself of desire as long as you. I don't. In general, maybe it's different after, like, in the afterlife, but I don't feel as though, like, as long as you are on Earth, you can go without desire. You can be content.
As far as you're on Earth,
you can be content with things, but at a certain point, you can't get rid of desire. Whether that's with Christians, they desire to be accepted by God. They desire the love of God.
Do you with that, because you're Christian, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Jesus had desires?
Do I think Jesus had desires?
Yeah.
While he was on Earth, yes.
I feel like he didn't.
No. He had desires.
He had desires?
He had desires. I feel like if we search it up right now, it's in Jesus. I don't feel as though God had desires.
Yeah, I don't think God would have desires either.
I just feel like when you're placed on Earth,
since you're a man, you would have desires.
Yeah, since you're a man, you have desires.
I respect that.
Like, you have this concept of life and death now. You have the concept of time, and you don't have an infinite amount of it. So you desire to get all these things.
But man was created before time was created.
Pause. Hold on.
That's the truth.
Okay,
we created time.
Okay, yeah, we created time. Okay, I'm not referring to it like that. I'm referring to time as though your time left before you die.
Oh, like aging? The aging process? Okay.
Like, we all have that time before we die, and we conducted like this thing, like it's just this thing in our brain that has us like wanting to do these things or wanting to get these things before that time happens, or even after that time happens. Like say, like once you die, you may desire to want to go to heaven.
I have a question. Do you think desires is a man thing, and not a man thing like guy, but I mean like a human thing, and not a like? Do you think it's an animalistic trait, or do you think it's just a human thing?
I believe it's animalistic too.
You think animals have desires?
Yes, most definitely. Look at that dog in the bone.
Yeah.
I feel like all things on earth, living things, have desires. Whether that's a flower having the desire for a bee to want to.
I don't know if that's a desire.
That is a desire. What?
A flower and a bee?
Yeah.
Like pollinating?
Yeah. It's not a need.
Desire. That is a need.
For a flower that pollinates?
For the bee to pollinate the flower in order to keep the nature going? It's a cycle.
Yeah, but it's not needed. The flower won't die if it's not pollinated.
You sure? Are you? I'm pretty sure that's the main reason why they don't they pollinate for that reason alone? I swear bees have like a very important role on this earth. They do. Like they're the most important bugs that we have. Flies and shit like that, they ain't important, but like bees are important.
Oh.
Yeah,
you're right. The flower will die without producing seeds.
Yeah, they use it to produce seeds,
Okay.
and then the seeds make more flowers and shit. But so that's not really a desire.
Okay.
Okay, before you say anything, do you think, because this falls under the desires, because desires lead to all types of shit like mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that animals suffer from depression? Do you think that wild animals in nature, like they be like having anxiety and shit like that? I don't know if I can believe that. Maybe they do now because of humans, but I feel like before humans were here.
I feel like as long as a creature has feelings, they can experience depression. Because while you can experience happiness, you can experience grief, sadness, depression, mad. There's so many different feelings. I don't feel like animals are just strictly stuck to feeling one feeling.
No, I don't. No, I think they have feelings, but I just don't think that they think about the past and the future like we do.
Why do you say that?
Because if they did, they would be just as intelligent as us.
They do. Like, look at a lion. When lions are born, they're cubs.
Yeah.
As they're growing up, they're being taught by the lions how to hunt.
Yeah.
They're learning from their past mistakes on what not to do and what to do. Like, they may not be intelligent to the point of humans, because you can't recreate humans. I don't feel like there's creatures that will be able to stand with humans that aren't what we call quote unquote aliens. Like any type of animal, there's no type of animal that's intelligent as a human, just for the simple fact that God made human to be
human.
Yeah, human basically.
I don't know. If we're so intelligent, why are we fucking up this earth so bad? Like, you gotta remember, we are the only species that are really ruining this earth. None of the other species was doing that shit, you know? So are we really that intelligent? Or are we just sad?
Power.
Desires.
Yeah.
Animals don't care about power though.
Yes, they do. There's a whole power construct within the animal kingdom.
No, there's a food chain and a food.
That is a power construct. That's
not a power construct. That's a food chain. They do that to survive. That's survival. We don't gain power to survive. We gain power because we want power. We want to control people.
That is still considered a power construct.
How's that animal kingdom? The animal kingdom is the animal kingdom because those animals were placed for those specific reasons.
And it's a power construct.
But you're not finna go.
You give the animal at the top of the kingdom the most power. That's a power construct. That animal eats the other animal that doesn't have as much power. So that big animal...
They don't eat them for power. They eat them so they don't die.
Yeah, but that's not... It's still a power construct. No matter if they're gaining power or not, it's you're sitting here at the top of the food chain. You have the most power. You can take advantage of any type of animal. Like you and your group of animals, because you're at the top of the food chain, you're the most powerful, you can take advantage and do what the others can't.
But you gotta realize that even the head, like for example, like a lion, they don't give a fuck about taking advantage. They just eat because they gotta feed their family. Like they don't, because for example, right, power in humanity and power in the animal kingdom are two different types of power.
Explain.
Power in humanity, we take advantage of the little guys, not because of our survival instincts. We do it because of our adaptational instincts. We do it because we can. We do it because we want more. We
so you don't
desire
think
more.
animals do that?
They don't do it for that reason. They do it, but they do it because they need to. What they do is they're not about to sit here and slaughter a whole, like for example, the native tribes, how they only, when they killed the buffalo, they killed the buffalo and they killed enough for them and for their families, and they used all of it. They used the bones and they used the fur and they used everything. White people, you know, they didn't give a fuck about that shit. The old, you know what I mean? Like I'm comparing natives would be the animals in this sense because they were one with the nature, and the white people would just be like, fuck it, let's get some power, okay? They was just killing them bitches. They didn't even eat them bitches half the time. They were just killing the buffalo, and the buffalo almost went extinct. They was doing that shit for fun. That's our power, and not just white people, but that's human power these days in 2022 compared to animal powers or animal power systems in the wild, because they do it and they do it respectfully. They do it and they do it because they need to. You're not about to see a lion out here just slaughtering animals for fun.
So do you
they
think
don't do that?
You think animals only kill each other because they need to?
Yes.
No.
I mean, unless it's mating season, they're like, oh yeah, I gotta fuck this nigga up.
No. I feel like because one, animals have emotions like we already discussed.
Yeah.
And with emotions, that will build onto a power construct because that builds that desirability. And once you start to desire more, say you have the lion territory. They own this little territory.
Mm-hmm.
But lions are smart enough. They want more. They want more grassland. They want to be more. They want to be able to go farther without bumping into other territories. So they may kill a large group of animals just because, one, they need to eat and survive, but to two, gain more land, gain more.
But not all land is built for. That's the thing. That's the difference between lions and humans. They can adapt, but it takes them generations on top of generations on top of generations to adapt to different locations. Lions are specifically in the location that they're in for specific reasons. It was built for them, and the environment was created for them. Humans, on the other hand, we can survive in the cold ass winter and the hot ass summer perfectly fine because we have the technology and all that shit. That's two completely different things. A lion will definitely do what you said. I'm not knocking that at all. But a lion is not going to be out here trying to conquer hella lands. They're not about to be out here in the desert. They're not about to be out here in the winter and out here in just places that they know damn well they shouldn't be at. They're going to be respectfully where they are, and the only time they're really going to migrate is if they need to. They don't migrate because they want to. They migrate because they need to. They migrate because they know, oh, damn, there's not that much food over here. We got to go somewhere else. Same thing with other animals. They only migrate when they have to. They don't migrate just because they want to gain land. They migrate because they need to gain land. They need to, do that. They need to keep their... Yes.
Dude,
okay. What?
So,
okay.
Just make sure we're on the same page. The lion is considered the king of the jungle, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you think they earned that title?
Because they were born with that DNA to be a lion.
They were born with the DNA. Say they were born with the power to become that powerful as the quote-unquote lion.
Yeah.
So, do you think the lions were just placed with this plot of land?
As far as their where they lived?
Yeah, their little territory.
Respectably, yeah. I mean, when animals, I feel like when God was creating animals, God put animals in specific locations for a reason. You're not going to see a penguin waddling in the forest. They didn't just, run all the way to the, what is it, the South or North Pole?
Yeah, but like, I'm not referring to that. I'm just saying, like,
What are you referring to?
I don't feel like the Lions. I don't feel like the Lions' territory was always the Lions' territory. I feel like
They had to earn it?
Yeah, I feel like they had to earn it. They had to fight their way to it.
I mean, but the only reason that would even be though is because they're up, like, lions. If you've seen like real like lions, and like, obviously I haven't seen a real lion in person, but I mean, like, if you ever watched some like nature documentaries, lions and tigers and leopards and all those predators, they don't even fuck with all of the other animals until they're really hungry. Like, there's many times where you can see like leopards, like, and there's like other, what are they called? I'm so like out of it. Herbivores just chilling and shit because they're not hungry and they're not really worried about them. They probably still gonna run and shit because they're herbivores and they not trying to fuck with them. But like lions, they're only gonna be fighting other predators if those predators eat the same shit and they can't work in harmony. You know what I mean? That's why you're not gonna see tigers and lions.
So that's a power construct.
It's a power construct, but it's a survival construct because it's a power construct because of survival. That's how you say it. It's a power
that's
construct.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm saying that we don't do that shit because of survival.
No, their whole thing isn't solely based on survival though. Okay, if you see a lion, I don't know what lions eat. So say the lion sees like a jaguar,
gazelles and shit like that,
and the jaguar eats like a bunch of just gazelles, and the jaguar's territory is close to the lions. At a certain point, they may start seeing like, oh, they keep on killing all the gazelles. We gotta get them out of it.
Yeah,
that's not a need.
That's not a need. They're killing all the gazelles.
That's not a
How
need.
are they gonna eat if they're killing all the gazelles?
Say there's multiple food sources, or they can go out.
They're not gonna give a fuck if there's multiple
and they can move out, just like you said. They can move and migrate to find other places to eat.
What are you saying? Are you saying that they're gonna still fight them if they know that they don't have to?
Yes.
I don't think that's how it works.
Yes.
That's not how it works. That's definitely not how it works.
So you're saying you don't think an animal has ever killed another animal or injured another animal
for like
just because it wanted to?
I mean, yeah, but like I don't think that's how. I don't think that really correlates to the power system of humanity. That's just two different things.
How,
dude?
Because humans.
You don't see lions out here fucking fiending for materialistic items.
But we don't see lions every. We see what the TV shows.
Okay, but it's just a known fact that lions do not give a fuck about that shit, bro. You're not about to see a lion with a fucking Gucci belt. Like, you realize humans do that power shit because of status. Yes. In nature, status doesn't matter. Nobody's worried. The lion doesn't care about the king of the jungle. Man-made, nigga. Dude. They didn't care about that shit. Let me stop scaling. But they're the king of the jungle because that's what they were called by us, bruh. They are simply just lions in the cut, being lions and eating and taking like lions do, for the simple fact that they are going to protect and do whatever they can to protect their lion family.
Bro, being a lion is a social status. It's one of the highest.
But you really think these animals care about social status?
Yes, I feel like there's other animals that want to take out the lions.
Because of what? Jealousy?
Because of how powerful they are. You don't feel like that's the thing. You don't feel like there's other animals that try to take out the lions but fails to, just because of how powerful they are.
I mean, probably, maybe. I don't know. I would watch a video on that. Look that up.
Like that's all. Like, I just believe that there's animals that fight and try to kill other animals for power. Whether their idea of power is relatively the same or not, I'm just saying, like, you got the lion at the top, and you got all these other animals that just try to.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is it all depends on what their definition and what your definition of power is, because Is power a mental thing? Is power a physical thing? Does power mean that you're gonna get more resources and more food? Does power not mean that? Like, what is their definition of power? In
this aspect, I mean power in terms of like power in general, like status, land, food, etc. Whether you're gaining one aspect of that, or none, or one aspect of that, or many. So when you got one animal trying to take out another because they think they're tougher, or like you see gorillas challenging other gorillas all the time, just because they want to be like. They want to be
biggest gorillas.
Yeah, they want to be the head gorilla. They got a little power construct going on.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. The thing, I feel like it would be the exact same way if they had this like same intelligence as us and the same resources and knew how to use those resources as we do.
That's what I meant though. Like, that's why I don't think that it's the same, because of those exact things you just said. Like, status, I feel like when you're an animal, status is only up there with land and food and water when it's mating season, because they care about status because they want to impress the female animal so they can repopulate and, you know, have kids and stuff like that. That's why you see gorillas fighting each other, and that's why you see lions fight. Well, I don't even know if lions be boxing like that, but that's why you see these big animals fighting each other. I don't think they really do it because they want to look cool, but they do it because they know that if they become the head or the big guy, they will be able to have, you know, a little family and stuff like that, because that's just how it is in the kingdom.
And that's all I'm saying when it comes to the power cuts. Whether that's how it is or whether they're just fighting to fight, that's the essential idea of the power country, because you got a gorilla that's fighting its way to the top, becoming the top alpha gorilla. This man has gained all the power. Yeah. You got all the bad gorillas that want to mate with him just because he's the all-powerful gorilla. No gorilla can stand against him.
Type shit.
Then you have the lower ones, the even lower ones, and like the baby gorillas.
Yeah, but that's still like, that's more of a animalistic survival construct. That's something that they need. Like, I don't, because the shit that we do, we don't really need. Humans don't need as much power as they desire. Like, we do need to survive, and we need, you know, to be free in a sense, but like, motherfuckers be desiring to be billionaires and millions. Like, we don't really need that shit. That's excess power. We don't really need that much. Like, not saying that it wouldn't be nice to have it, which is a desire in itself, but do we need that? Hell no.
Okay, then you don't need to fight other gorillas.
You do. No. You know why you do? Because you have to impress the mate. If you don't impress the mate, guess what? Your DNA is gonna die out. You're not gonna have any kids, and boom, that's less gorillas. Happen. What's gonna happen? How are you gonna get a girl?
They're gonna find another way, just like humanity.
What you mean find another way?
Because you think just because they stop fighting each other, the girls are just gonna stop spreading cheeks?
Animals animals only spread cheeks because
the dude animal, he spreads cheeks.
Pause. The dudes only fight. Wild. The dudes only fight because of the cheeks. That's limited. Not everybody finna get some cheeks, so they got to box for them cheeks. That's how animals have always been, boxing for cheeks. That's why you see. That's how you see some niggas be acting weird when shorties come around, because they still got that animalistic mindset.
And animals have adaptation mindset. So if one thing's taken away that may seem essential, they'll find another way to get through, because they know it's essential for things to keep going.
How are you gonna find another way if there's no more females? What are you gonna do?
What do you mean no more females?
Like, there's no females in your little shits. Like, say there's 4 guys and 3 girls. One of them is gonna be assed out. One of them niggas is gonna die. They're gonna get old age and they're gonna die.
They're gonna die.
They're not gonna have no kids.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, that's the reason why they box, because they don't want to be that nigga who has no kids. They gonna die, yeah.
Okay, and I'm saying that they'll find another way if that way doesn't work out. If they can't fight no more, they'll find another way to figure out how do we get the girl. How do we get
getting the girl, impressing the girl.
It is about getting the girl. It's about
mating. No, I'm saying mating is cool, but you're making it seem like, I mean, she's not impressed by y'all fighting. That's not what I meant. Is that what you meant?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If these men weren't fighting for the females anymore, then it would be replaced by something else. Whether they competed in a race or something, or something just very tedious.
Mm-hmm.
There will
still be active.
There will still be that
Alpha.
mating. Yeah, there will still be that mating season.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
So it's not needed for them gorillas to fight.
Didn't you, bro?
What?
Man, it's starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt.
What?
It's not about them boxing, bro. It's not about them boxing, okay? It's not about them boxing. It's the fact that they need. That's an animalistic survival trait. Is that they need to do something that makes them considered the alpha in order to produce.
No.
Know what? Didn't you just say that?
I was making an example, but they still don't need to become an alpha.
Well, they need to do whatever it is that makes them desirable to have children with in the system.
Yeah, but you can do something that doesn't make you an alpha.
Okay, fine. You don't have to be an alpha. That was just an example. It's whatever, because all animals are different. You know how mooses, they charge at each other, and whoever dies, and then they be on some weird shit. And then gorillas, they just be boxing and shit. Now I don't mean like alpha in sense of like alpha, but I just mean and they gotta impress them to get there. And I think that humans, we in a sense have to do that too, but we blow it out of proportion more than the average human, and that's why we kind of fuck up this country. I mean, not this country, but this earth, and they don't. Because even though animals do obviously share the same survival traits in us, we overdo it. Our power, like I said at the beginning, our power construct is different than their power construct. It's not the same. Now we have the same basics, but we blow it way out of proportion.
That's solely because of what we have and what we have achieved and our knowledge.
Yeah, I get that though. Like, I know why. I'm just saying, because the beginning, you were not agreeing with that.
I don't agree in the fact that that they're two completely. Because you said that animals don't have a power construct.
They have a survival construct.
So do they have a power construct? That's all I'm asking. Do animals have a power construct?
Give me a second.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, sure. They have a power construct, but it's not the same as a human construct. That's pretty.
But it is.
No, it's not, bro.
Yes,
how is it the same?
If we were,
they're two. All I'm trying to get
If we lost
across,
all of our intelligence, if we had the same intelligence as them, same resources as them, it would be almost the exact.
That's the point. We don't. That's the point. We don't have that. That's why it's two different things.
It's not different. It's just the only difference is the resources.
The intelligence. That's the difference. The intelligence is the difference, not the resources.
So you're just saying
you can give all of it. We can literally get this whole room to gorillas. You think they're gonna make a podcast?
So, so you're saying just because we are more intelligent, we take advantage of the power construct more.
Yes, in a negative way, sadly.
How is it negative?
Bro, we are causing very bad climate change just because we want to do NFTs.
How is NFTs bad affecting climate change?
I'm gonna do the research before I talk out of my ass, because I was looking at this the other day.
Woo!
These are actually their effects.
Mic check, 1, 2.
It's the medium's carbon emissions. Okay, it has something to do with the carbon in the coal mining. with demanding Autodesk stop selling its design software to fossil fuel operations on energy use, heating bill, electricity for high-end computers. Okay, I guess so. With the NFTs, it's more people are buying high-end computers, which the parts and stuff like that specifically go to fossil fuels, which fossil fuels is what is made to like burn. Here, you can read it because I don't want to talk about my ass.
That's dumb. That is incredibly stupid.
How is what? Okay.
You can't blame that on.
I'm not just blaming it on NFTs. That was just an example. We're doing a lot of things that are bad. Wait, you believe in climate change, right?
Yeah, I believe in climate change, but that example was just very dumb.
How? Okay, I'll give you...
Because if NFTs are coming out, more people are buying PCs.
Okay, whatever. Just push that one out of the proportion. Let's do a simple one. For example, cars, gas, climate change.
Do you think it... No.
Okay, so
wait.
Electricity.
What is your main point here? Just so I know how
that humans have a negative impact on Earth, and that if this world ends because of climate change, it's gonna be our fault, not the animals' fault.
Yeah, but because
they were fine before we got here.
Yeah, but if every American, if every person in the world had the ability to get an electric car, they would. Because
would they? I don't know.
Like, in this sense... Okay, let me put it like this. If electric cars were the first cars made, instead of cars ran by gas and fuel,
yeah,
electric cars would still be, like, it would be, like, more popular than cars that take gas.
Yeah, because they came out first. Like, yeah. They would have came out first.
The thing is, with humans... There may be like large mistakes that we make, but I feel like it's all a part of like innovation.
Innovation for whose benefit though? Your benefit?
For anyone's benefit on planet Earth.
Hell no.
Yes.
Fuck no.
So you're saying cars don't benefit anyone?
They benefit humans.
Yeah.
That's it, nigga. They don't benefit the animals. They don't benefit They don't benefit any type of nature. Buildings, Zeus. All that bullshit.
And Zeus benefit nature.
None of that benefits nature. Wait, what do you say again?
Zeus.
What is that? Zeus? Oh, Zeus. I thought you said Zeus.
No.
Zeus. How do Zeus benefit nature? Dude, we like, literally
in terms of animals.
Dude, Zeus, we endanger species, and then we pat ourselves on the back because we grabbed those endangered species that we endangered and put them in buildings. We didn't benefit shit. We just gave ourselves a pat on the back because we fixed a problem that we created.
No.
That's not a benefit. That's just us trying to... benefit. How is that a benefit?
So you're saying it's not a good thing to fix a problem that you created?
It's not a good thing to make the problem in the first place.
All right.
We did that.
But you're unconsciously making that decision.
I ain't unconsciously make shit. That was before.
Humanity made the... unconscious, like they probably didn't think of this far into the future when they were making cars that it would affect all the animals.
Yeah.
So we innovated. We created electric cars. We created zoos. All these different things that try to help.
Mm-hmm. And I respect that. That's a good thing. But that doesn't justify what we did. That doesn't justify what we're doing still. Like, I mean, yeah, we definitely have a little bit more climate change awareness, but we don't have enough. If we keep going at the rate that we're going now, life will be over by 2040.
Let me ask you this. So does the ends justify the means?
Say that one more time.
Does the end justify the meaning?
Does the end justify the meaning? Like the end of time?
No. It's like say you were doing this bad thing.
Yeah.
For a good reason. Is that justifiable?
It depends on the reason and the bad thing. Is the reason better than what the bad thing?
But wouldn't that just be on your perspective? It would be, wouldn't it?
I mean, unless you just... That would be very... Okay, if you're trying to use that analogy to justify what we've done on Earth, like, that literally is messing up the planet, which we all live on, I think that it's not good because that's short term.
Okay, no.
It's like instant gratification versus delayed gratification. But in a long term, for example, instant gratification would be the creation of cars and trains and stuff like that, which is fire, and it did its great for hundreds of years. Not hundreds, probably 100 years. But the long term is the fact that we're two things. One, increase CO2 on the earth, and two, what was I gonna say? Oh, two, we're gonna run out soon. Like one day we're not gonna have any more gas. One day we're not gonna be able to power, big factories if we're still running it under fossil fuels. We're just not gonna be able to do it because they run out after a while. It's not something that keeps coming. It runs out after a while. That's why I don't know why they decided to do that. But no, because yes, it benefited us for the short term and it did help us, but the bad reason was far worse than the good reason. Because not only is it gonna hurt people not only is it gonna hurt nature and the planet, but it's also gonna hurt us in the future. We just don't care about the future people.
We're making things to help us in the future now.
Yeah, now you cutting it real close.
What do you mean?
You said what I mean?
You never know when the war's gonna end.
I mean, I don't know when the war's gonna end. Thank God, but I'm just saying, like, we can, do tests at a point where we can just see, like for example, how, like, we have a good, how do I put this? Like the sun, like they have a good estimated time when the sun's gonna explode, because all stars explode, according to NASA. Same thing with like the Earth. Like we can track how the Earth is doing, because remember that hole that we had in the atmosphere because of how high it was getting over there? It closed up after quarantine happened because we all were in the house and we weren't using so much gas and stuff like that. But they said it's gonna slowly open back up depending on how the economy and things like that go again.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, yes, I can see what you're saying, but
yeah,
I don't feel like humanity's developed enough to tell. We can do estimates on things, but we don't have a great enough knowledge on Earth and the sun and the moon to tell when things are actually going to explode, when things are actually going to go bad, because it's never actually happened.
What do you mean?
Okay. So,
what do you mean it's never actually happened? Elaborate on that. Like, obviously the world ain't ending, but like, what do you mean
because
haven't went bad?
The sun's never exploded as far as humanity's been concerned.
I mean, that was just an example on like how we can track certain things. Yeah, yeah. Let's not use the sun because that's supposed to be like a 14 billion years or whatever. That doesn't really matter.
Earth, like any type of.
But we can track things that are gonna happen soon. For example, the gas running out and stuff like that.
Like the gas on Earth?
Yeah, like the fossil fuels, I mean.
Yeah, we can track that.
Yeah.
We can control the controllables that it's in.
And there's a lot of controllables that we do on Earth.
Yeah, on Earth.
I'm not worried about everything else. I'm just saying on Earth, as far as what we do on Earth and where we're going.
And I feel like we're going in a good direction. I feel like we've gotten to the point in realization where where humanity's taking one step forward instead of one step back in terms of like developing the Earth while developing all humanity and other creatures too.
Can I take a turn? It still has to do with what you're saying. It's just going to be less on the animals part. It's going to be more on the humans part. How do you feel about... This is two questions. First of all, how do you feel about technology and how does that correlate with our mental health and technology these days? Do you think that's moving in a positive direction?
Yes.
Really?
Technology?
No, like how our health is, or how our mental health is doing on technology. Or like the increase of screen time, how we got screens everywhere these days, things like that.
I have mixed opinions on this, and this really changed once I saw like the metaverse come in.
Yeah.
I feel like it will start going in a really stagnant, positive direction. Just because with all of these like new inventions with technology and everything, technology is the future. Seeing like VR is the future. iPhones, like your phone, these things that may be like super expensive now will probably go down in price sooner or later because there will be like such common things in the household that like it's not new, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
So it's just, I feel like technology will be going in a positive direction with mental health too, because I feel like there would be things that will be developed to increase mental health while increasing screen time. And I feel like that would just be directly thrown towards like teenagers, especially the people who complain about the mental health the most. Like, we've created all these different things. I feel like there will be things that will increase our mental health in the future.
I have to disagree with you. No, I'm just gonna be that guy. I mean, I do think that there are gonna be tools that are gonna help our mental health, but what I'm disagreeing on is this right here. This is not increase our mental health at all. This is decrease our mental health.
That's not what I'm saying.
You're saying technology is gonna increase our mental health.
I feel like they will make a technology that will increase mental health.
They shouldn't have to.
They shouldn't have to, but it's gonna happen.
But that's another example of what I said before about the whole, we start our problems and then we solve our problems and then we pat ourselves on the back for it.
I mean, how often have you done that? Just as a person, not as humanity in general. It's just human nature. Like, we will unknowingly cause problems.
But there's a difference between making a mistake and knowing what you're doing. Like, they know what they're doing. They know that this is addictive. This is more addictive than a drug.
Yes, but at the same time, it's essential for human life at this point.
It wasn't before, though. They made it essential.
Yes.
The phone was made to be essential.
Yes.
And you're cool with that.
I'm supportive of it at this point. I don't know where I would be without it.
You've never lived in a life without it, that's why.
Exactly. It's such a point. There's so many things that I would have been delayed on if technology weren't here. Like, if I didn't have a computer, I wouldn't have been able to stream, play video games, get all these different experiences that I'd never been able to do before. People wouldn't have been able to start like online businesses, build like a high amount of income. People wouldn't have been able to watch TV, do all these other things. These things in retrospect may seem bad for your mental health, but in reality, these increases in dopamine, while it is a negative effect, it's a positive thing too.
Do you think the pros outweigh the cons?
And what, technology?
Yeah, let's just say in technology on a broad scale.
But I feel like the pros outweigh the cons. Because
I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I mean, personally, I'm pushing more to the negative side because I feel like I cannot talk. There's a decrease in the intelligence of the kids these days and stuff. But maybe it could be a pro too. You know, because like you said, and I agree with it 1,000%. I would have never discovered so many hobbies and so many traits, and I wouldn't have learned so much if it wasn't for my phone, if it wasn't for, you know, the internet. The internet was the single greatest thing ever created. Okay. But, you know, with every good, there's also bad to it, and I don't know if the pros outweigh the cons because there's just been so much BS happening on social media alone, but all technology. And with the whole metaverse thing, I feel like it's gonna be a good thing at first, but it's gonna get bad. I think it's gonna be just like the movie Ready Player One. If you've seen that, like, people are gonna be in that bitch, and like they're gonna be in that bitch so much to the point where they're not gonna care about their environment or themselves anymore. Now, I could be wrong. That's just a hypothesis, but it looks like it's going in that direction because we already go on social media and play video games and do all this other dopamine stuff to escape reality. It's it's the same thing as getting high or doing some type of drug. They do it to escape reality. Now, I'm not saying escaping reality is a bad thing all the time, but it can be abused so fast. And I think being in the metaverse, and when it really gets live like that, because it will get live. It definitely will get live. It's going to be very dangerous, especially if you already hate yourself. It's going to be dangerous.
Okay, two things.
Yeah.
I do feel like the pros outweigh the cons.
Okay.
And I don't feel like every person, when they go on technology, is to escape the world. Same thing if they smoke. I don't feel like it's to escape the world.
I mean, unconsciously, like, that's the action that you're doing. Maybe that's not your intention, but that's what you're doing. You're not in that reality anymore. Like, it's just the truth. Like, when you go on your phone, you're in your phone now. Even if that's not your intention to leave, like, that's what you do, because that's just...
But you're still aware of your surroundings.
To an extent, but, you know, humans can only process things one at a time. Like, you can't multitask. You can try.
Yes, you can.
No, you scientifically can only do one thing at a time.
Okay. No.
Yeah, you can look it up.
Because I can look at you and keep talking to you while I can see.
But you're focused on me though.
Yes, I can be focused on you.
That's your secondary. That's like, you know,
that's multitasking then.
Okay, right? But you know what I mean? I'm saying you can't have two main focuses. You can only have one main focus. That's what I meant. Yeah. That's what I meant. You can continue though.
I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, dude, I don't feel like it's a complete escape from reality. Just only for the simple fact that there's been times when I would hop in the game, and it's not like I'm doing my... Okay, you said unawarely, or unintentionally. Okay, I can understand that. But I don't feel like that's a bad thing. Not at all.
I never said it was a bad thing to be on it. I'm just saying it's a bad thing in the sense of you can abuse it easily. Like,
I mean, you can abuse anything in the world,
but some things easier than others. Like, some things give you more instant gratification and dopamine than others.
So does that make it worse than the other thing?
No, but it can give it that effect. It's up to you if it's good or bad. But yes, instant. If you're receiving a whole bunch of dopamine, right? You're not gonna really want to receive dopamine from anything else, because you're receiving so much from that thing. So that's addiction. You're getting that drug, or you're getting that brain component that makes you feel good a lot more than anything else. So you rely on that instead of doing something like going outside and just looking at the sky, because you get less dopamine from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're running short on time, so I'm gonna just leave it off like this.
I mean, it was getting long anyways.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna just leave it on. I personally believe that technology is moving forward. Humanity's evolving in a positive direction, while still making mistakes at the same time.
I really want to talk about that, even though I want to talk about that, because I get what you're saying, but it's like that's all over the place.
Okay, well, we'll bring this back on the next podcast. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. I'm Marz.
I'm Young TP.
And thank you for tuning in to... Thank you for tuning in to Thank you for tuning in to the Applying Pressure.
Thank you for tuning in to the Applying Pressure podcast.
And they gon' hate, talk about me cause I do it. Ice on my way, I've been through it. I was there when no one knew it. Call me T because I'm zooming. Really rapping and I'm booming. Get it, they talking about yellow, put like a cello. People like money, they talking about Kello. Talking about funny, they dumb and they rello. Ooh, you say bowing, I say hello. People, they snoozing fast and really mad because I get it like second.